Today I will be discussing the third chapter of sericulture, that is rain-fed and irrigated mulberry cultivation. The content of this chapter is A. Fertilizer schedule, B. Pruning methods, and C. Leaf yield. Now first, rain-fed mulberry cultivation. This type of cultivation is found in almost one-third area of South and Central India. Leaf quality and leaf yield is poor but can be improved with better agricultural practices. S13 and S34 varieties are good for rain-fed regions. Planting of cutting is risky and hence 4-month-old saplings are used in pit system of plantation. Fertilizer schedule for rain-fed cultivation. Mulberry being fast-growing plant uses up soil nutrients very quickly. Therefore, regular application of manure is must for getting good yield. Organic manure such as farmyard manure, compost, sericulture waste, poultry waste, green manure, biogas slurry, pressed mud are used. Among concentrated organic manure, only neem oil cake is recommended. Organic manure, especially farmyard manure, is applied at the rate of 10 metric ton per hectare per year. Inorganic fertilizers are also applied as nitrogenous fertilizer, especially urea, and complex fertilizer. It is split into 2 doses, which is given in the following table. So this is the table showing fertilizer schedule for mulberry cultivation. Time of application or age of the plant. Then the next column is nitrogen in kg per hectare, phosphorus in kg per hectare, and potassium in kg per hectare. So in the first year, it is applied in the ratio of 2 nitrogen is to 1 phosphorus is to 1 potassium, 50 kg nitrogen, 25 kg phosphorus, and 25 kg potassium. It is split into 2 doses. First dose is of 25, 25, and 25 of all the 3 nutrients, which is given 2 to 3 months after plantation. First weeding is done at this time. And the second dose is given when the plant is 6 months old. So second weeding is done and then this fertilizer is given. Second year and later on, it is given in the ratio of 2 is to 1 is to 1 only, but the amount of fertilizer is doubled. So we have 100 kg nitrogen, 50 kg phosphorus, and 50 kg potassium. So first dose is given after bottom pruning and onset of monsoon. We give complex fertilizer containing all the 3 nutrients. And after that, when you do the first leaf harvesting and before the onset of northeast monsoon, especially in Andhra Pradesh, nitrogenous fertilizer is given 50 kg per hectare. Irrigated mulberry cultivation. The quality of leaves harvested in irrigated condition is better with more protein and moisture content. Quantity of leaves harvested doubles. In irrigation of mulberry crop, it is run after 8 to 10 days in sandy soil and twice a month in clayey soil. 20 metric ton of organic fertilizer is applied per hectare per year. Farmyard manure is usually applied after dividing the field into convenient sized plots. Planting is done in rainy season for better survival. Pit system, row system, collar system, strip system, or some of the different methods used for planting the saplings. On the slopes of Nilgiri, angular method is preferred. Fertilizer schedule for irrigated mulberry cultivation. Chemical fertilizers are applied in the ratio of 2.5 nitrogen is to 1 phosphorus and 1 potassium. This is split into 5 doses in case of row system and 6 doses in case of pit system. It synchronizes with the 5-leaf harvest. It may be applied in deep holes or in the furrows. For trees, spot application is done. So what is done is around the tree only, the soil is dug and there only the fertilizer is added. Foliar sprays are used for applying secondary and trace elements as well as plant growth regulators. So this is the table showing irrigated mulberry cultivation. For row plantation and for pit plantation, a slightly different amount of fertilizer is given. So first dose is given within 1 month after bottom pruning. Complex fertilizer is added where all the 3 nutrients are there in both row and pit, 60 kg, 60 kg, 60 kg is given. Second dose is given a month after last harvest. Nitrogenous fertilizer is added, 60 kg nitrogen in case of row plantation, 40 kg nitrogen in case of pit plantation. Third dose is given as a complex fertilizer where all the three nutrients are present in case of row plantation. In case of pit plantation, only nitrogenous fertilizer, 40 kg nitrogen is given. Fourth doses of nitrogenous fertilizer in case of row plantation where 60 kg nitrogen is given, and complex fertilizer in pit system where 60 kg, 60 kg, 60 kg, all three nutrients are given. Fifth dose is given 1 month after the last harvest. Here only nitrogenous fertilizer is added. So 60 kg nitrogen in case of row plantation and 40 kg in case of pit plantation. Sixth dose is not given in row plantation, only in pit plantation. Nitrogenous fertilizer 40 kg nitrogen is applied per hectare. Next point is pruning. The methodical cutting of undesirable branches of mulberry plant to give it proper shape, size and improve quality and quantity of leaf is called as pruning. Now, objectives of pruning: maintain proper height of the plant, induce vegetative growth by improving sunlight and aeration, synchronize the leaf production with silkworm rearing, ensure better cultural practices. Method of pruning: mulberry is a perennial plant, hence regular pruning is necessary. Leaf harvesting should be done only after 8 months of plantation. First pruning is recommended after first harvest so that proper rooting follows and the plant establishes itself firmly in the soil. There are different methods of pruning which we shall be studying. So this is a diagrammatic representation of pruning where you can see a plant that has grown in any direction. So you have to cut the side branches to give it proper shape. You have to cut the lower branches because their aeration is not proper, sunlight doesn't reach, and as a result the leaves that you get there is not of good quality. And weak outgrowths also have to be removed. Then pruning of rain-fed mulberry cultivation. Here we have pruning of bushes and training of trees. So we will see first pruning of bushes. In this, the first method is bottom cut or low cut pruning. In rain-fed mulberry, usually pit system of plantation is followed. Here branches are cut to the base just 5 to 10 centimeter above the ground before the onset of monsoon. It is allowed to reach a height of 240 centimeter with long crown and well spread branches bearing plenty of foliage in the next year. It is recommended where soil is shallow and groundwater is present. Next, this is bottom cut pruning, diagrammatic representation showing how the branches are cut 5 to 10 centimeter above the ground. Merits of bottom cut pruning: harvest rate increases, recommended in temperate regions as hardening of leaf is delayed. Demerits of this method: plants are susceptible to snow, frost, dew-gray disease. It's not suitable for heavy rainfall areas because the leaves get soiled easily. Next method is middle cut pruning. Here branches are cut around 1 meter in height. High cut pruning. Here the branches are cut above 1 meter. Polar system. This is modification of bottom cut pruning and it is popular in Karnataka. Here the branches are cut at ground level. Pruning and harvesting are done together. Pruning of trees. Pruning of trees is called as training and it is popular in Kashmir. It is either fist type or non-fist type. In fist form, every year mulberry plant is cut at one place on main stem. Over the year it becomes thick like a fist. Control of diseases and pests, the mulberry plant becomes easy. In non-fist form, 2 or 3 branches are left to develop as from the main stem, which are then harvested. It is less resistant to disease and pest. So this is a diagrammatic representation showing fist form and non-fist form of pruning. Pruning for irrigated mulberry cultivation. There are 4 types: step up pruning, step down pruning, then rejuvenation pruning, alternate row harvest pruning, multiple crop pruning. So first A, step up, step down pruning, where we'll see step up. In step up, the first harvesting is done by basal pruning. So from the base, the shoots are cut. Second harvesting is done by cutting the primary branches 15 centimeter above the ground. Then the third harvesting is done by cutting the secondary branches 10 centimeter from the base, and fourth harvesting is done by cutting the tertiary branches 10 centimeter from the base. Then step down pruning, the first harvesting is done by basal pruning where the shoots are cut from the base. Second harvesting is done by cutting the primary branches about 60 centimeter above the ground. Then the third harvesting is done where the secondary branches are cut 30 centimeter from the base, and fourth harvesting is done by cutting the tertiary branches 10 centimeter from the base. The next B, rejuvenation pruning. After successive pruning, a wide crown is developed with densely packed branches, creating problem in cultural operations. And this wide crown is also a place for insects. So the plant shows a very poor quality leaf. Now in rejuvenation pruning, pruning is done from the base. The new branches that are formed show vigorous growth, they have good quality leaves, the dead parts of the plants are removed. So you can see before rejuvenation pruning there was a wide crown, and after you cut it from the base, the new shoots that come out are having better quality leaves. The next one is alternate row harvest pruning. So mulberry crops are grown in rows. Usually the first harvest is done of one row, then the third row, then the fifth row. Okay, so alternate rows are harvested. Then in the second crop, the second row, the fourth row, the sixth row. In this way, alternate rows are harvested. Okay, so first you can go for the odd numbers. You harvest the rows which are having odd numbers 1, 3, 5. Then for the second crop, you go for the even number 2, 4, 6. Okay, in this way you harvest. Then again third crop or third harvesting you will be doing by pruning the odd numbers. Then again next crop even number. Then again odd number. Okay, so alternate row harvest pruning. This method is very good because in alternate row harvest pruning, what happens is the rows which are not harvested, they get plenty of sunshine, aeration, cultural practices also becomes very easy, and they grow vigorously. Then when you harvest them, the other rows, they grow vigorously. In this way, for good growth, alternate row harvest pruning is good. Multiple crop pruning. So in multiple crop pruning, what is done is all the rows are harvested, but in the first crop you harvest only the outer branches, and in the next crop the inner branches which have grown well are taken as the second crop, right? Then by that time again the outer branches will develop well, so your next crop will be again outer branches, then again inner branches. So this is called as multiple crop pruning. Here also aeration and sunshine is available to the branches because of pruning of outer inner, because of that cycle. Now leaf yield. Leaf yield is in rain-fed mulberry cultivation less because you get the mulberry crop only in the rainy season. Okay, so 7 to 8 metric ton of leaf per hectare per year can be harvested from the second year. Then later on, from third year onwards, 10 to 12 metric tons of leaf per hectare per year can be harvested depending upon the region. Now leaf harvest in irrigated mulberry cultivation. Here as you get leaf throughout the year, the amount of harvested leaf is more. By following good agricultural practices such as timely weeding, manuring, pruning, 30 to 35 metric tons of leaf per hectare per year can be harvested. Hybrid varieties of Morus alba such as Canva 2, K2, MS, S36, S13, S1, S54, Victory 11, etc. give very good result. They give very good leaf yield.